This is Manchester, and the question I'm here to ask is, it says on my script, why learn German? And you'll never believe it, but it says here that German's the first language of nearly 100 million Europeans. But we're in Manchester. Are you sure you got this right, Les?
Production in January with Movando Productions, which is my theatre company, and we did a German play called Conquest of the South Pole.
Right. Oh, well, it turns out that it wasn't just one of Les's little jokes after all, because with me is Richard Dodgson, who, by the sounds of it, is a kind of one-man walking commercial for German. What's the fascination with the language then?
Deutsch ist die Sprache der Zukunft.
You what?
German is the language of the future.
So when did you actually first start to learn German?
I started when I was 12 and developed from school and went on exchange to Hamburg and went back to Hamburg like every 2 years up until I went to university.
So when you felt that you were fully qualified, quite happy with the language and pretty good at it, what did you do then?
Well, I went to university and then when I was away in Germany I started working over there as an actor and in German. I was performing in German in Munich. And then I went to Berlin and worked with another theatre company. So I worked with 2 companies over here, and it meant that when I came back to Britain, I was qualified as a professional actor.
So most of us are probably thinking, you know, that learning German's great if you want to go into business and commerce and things, but you're saying artistically it's very useful as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the best theatre at the moment is done in Germany, partly because of the television over here. We've got a lot more television, English language films from America, and the music that we have is English language. But over in Germany, if you're young and creative, you go into theatre, and the theatre over there is fantastic.
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but you've certainly sold it to me.
Cut. End board, shot 18, take 1.
Hey Les, is this where we go over to the people in the Goethe Institute?
Forget it for now.
Instead, I'm going to be talking to some people from Britain who've chosen to live and work in Germany. Now, as scatty as I am, I've only left my luggage back in Manchester, so unless Lufthansa can work up some minor miracle, it means I'm going to have to learn to say Wo ist hier eine Wäscherin, which is German for where's the laundrette? Well, now I've got my clothes back, it's time to say hello to Roland. Hello. Pleased to meet you. Thank you very much for buying my first orange juice in Hamburg.
You're quite welcome. There's a nice vodka in there for you as well.
There better not be, really.
There is.
Now, this is a very long way for you to come all the way from St Albans. So you're a bit of a gypsy then?
I am at heart,
Right.
I must admit, yeah.
So what made you choose Germany?
Firstly, because my mother's actually German, so I could speak German from a very early age. And then I went to university and I studied hotel management.
Right.
And when you're in that sort of industry, it opens a lot of doors for you to go to work abroad, to France or to Germany or to America. And I decided in Germany.
Hier. Unser Restaurant hat ab 6 Uhr bis halb 11 heute Abend auf und unsere Bar ab 5 Uhr bis 1 Uhr morgens auf.
You must have had a few preconceptions before you came here.
2 weeks before I was going to go, I was thinking, oh God, I don't want to do this. I'm going to write him a letter, I'm going to phone him up, say, I'm not coming, I can't
Too
do it.
far away.
It's too far away.
Yeah.
But I knew that would happen. And I just came and they made me feel very welcome, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
So socially you seem quite happy, but
I am.
career-wise, do you think it's a good move? Yeah.
Yes, I haven't regretted it since I came. It's with the European open market now, and it's opened so many barriers for people to come abroad to work, and it's a very good thing. I think it's the best move I've ever made career-wise, without a doubt.
Well, you were lucky enough to have learnt German at home through your parents, but for those of us who got to learn it at school, would you recommend it? Is it an easy language to learn?
It's not any more difficult than any other language. It's been made to sound difficult, and people have said it's been difficult to learn, but it's not that difficult. Or you have to learn the foundations of the grammar of it, and
then you can go on to
you
bigger
can-
and better things like you have.
Yeah.
So do you think you'll settle down here?
I've actually got no plans at the moment to go back to England. But I'm happy here. I've got a big social circle here of friends now. The job's good fun. And because of that, everything has really come together. And I can't see myself going back to England to work on a permanent basis in the near future.
You seem very happy. And you're the expert, so how do we say cheers in
Well,
German?
we'll have to say Prost.
Prost,
Yeah.
right, okay.
There you go. Prost.
Prost. I'm learning. Well, thanks to Roland, I've learnt to say cheers in German. That's Prost. Hello, Claire.
Hello.
Now, how do I say, please can I have an ice cream?
Kann ich bitte ein Eis haben?
Right. Now, before we go any further, we ought to explain why we're surrounded by pictures of frozen food and ice lollies.
Yes, well, I happen to work for a frozen food and ice cream company.
How long have you been living in Hamburg?
Oh, getting on for 3.5 years now.
So 3.5 years ago, could you speak German?
Not at all. Not a word.
So that's a very brave sort of thing to do, to come over here without knowing the language.
Yes, well, you could see it as being rather stupid as well.
So how did you learn?
Basically on the job. So das Hauptergebnis von diesem Test ist, dass Sie finden die Packung völlig fasziniert. Und ich bin total gespannt. I took about 6 weeks lessons and then found that I just didn't have the time to sort of coordinate my lessons and work, so decided to rely just on picking it up at work and watching TV. A very unconventional way of learning a language.
Well, you've obviously done really well over here with your career and speaking German. What about socially?
Well, socially, I mean, German's been more critical because without it, you just don't come close to anybody. And to find friends, you need to be comfortable with the language, and it's been completely invaluable.
So you've obviously mixed very well with fellow Germans almost.
With fellow Germans.
Well, Claire, thanks for talking to me. In fact, all this talk's made me rather thirsty, and what I need is a cup of tea. Well, I said to Claire that I needed a cup of tea, and who better to have one with than a tea trader, Alistair. I didn't think I'd get a cup of tea like this.
Well, nor did I actually. It's rather
It's revolting.
interesting tea.
It's horrible, isn't
The
it?
Germans don't really drink tea as we know it in England as such.
Right.
They
So,
tend to drink,
and
they've got a rather different taste.
so how long have you been in Hamburg for?
I've been here for just about 9 years now.
Right. And where did you come from?
I came from Wales and I came over here for 2 weeks.
You've
And ended
been-
up
it's a very
staying
long
for
2 weeks.
9 years.
So what made you stay?
I lost my ticket home. I met my partner and we set up a business, and it's a nice place to live.
So what are the positive things about Hamburg then?
Pubs are open all night.
So how important do you think German is as a business language?
I think it's becoming more and more important all the time, especially in the East now. I certainly know from my own experiences, recent business trips to Poland and Czechoslovakia and what have you, people tend to understand German, or you can get by in German better than in English.
Hallo? Ja, schönen guten Tag, Herr Rode. 2 Tonnen Assam per Morgen. Können wir liefern, kein Problem.
Alistair, you're obviously a very busy man, and thank you very much for taking time out in your tea break. And what did you think of the tea?
Well, not a lot, to be honest with you, Jenny. I'll tell you what, come with me to the office and I'll show you a proper cup of tea.
Great, that'd be brilliant. Thanks very much. I'll do
Pleasure.
that. Now, the people we've been speaking to, like Alistair, they're just the tip of one very big iceberg. And there are 30,000 people who live and work in Germany, and hundreds and thousands are employed by German companies operating in the UK, and also by British companies exporting to Germany. Hotels, travel agencies, colleges, schools, the opportunities are endless. And now I've had time to think about it. If somebody said to me, why learn German? I'd have to say because in the future the language is going to become more and more important for business here and overseas. And there's one other reason why I think it's just as important, and that's that we all get to know each other a bit better. And who knows, maybe 1 or 2 of those 100 million German speakers might like to get to know you too.